Welcome to Car Scene Korea. I am DK Kim, your source for latest Genesis, Hyundai, Kia, and KGM straight from Korea. The car I am test driving today is 2027 KGM Musso EV. If it's your first time checking the video out about this car, I have many videos on the channel already where I went over the exterior, interior, walk around video, the color choices, as well as detailed and thorough information about the car's numbers, specs, you name it, I have it all, so please refer to that video. But today's video is my take on this KGM Musso EV as a daily family city urban pickup that is fully electric. I know these two words don't really go well together. I mean, it's perfectly fine. Just saying that we don't have that many cars of those two words together. There's only a very handful of those cars in the entire automotive market in the world. I have been driving this car for the past week for over 660 kilometers, and the number I've got is 5.4 kilometers per kilowatt hours. Before I put the car on a very long highway, that is one of the weakest EV's points. Before that, I actually managed to get 6.0 kilometers per kilowatt hour before all of that happened. About 70% of this kilometer, I actually put it on the freeway. So if you do drive this car as more of a city EV, you're certainly gonna get much higher number than that for sure. And the car I am driving is a single motor front wheel drive that gives 207 PS with 34.7 kilogram force meters of torque. If that is not enough, you can get this car as an all-wheel drive, dual motors, so pretty much multiply that by 2, that's what you get. 414 PS with 69.2 kilogram force meters of torque. So this car being a pickup, you might want more power along with the all-wheel drive system. But once again, if you are thinking of getting this car as your city pickup, the single motor front-wheel drive actually has what it takes to be a city pickup EV. Here are pros and cons of having a pickup EV as your daily that is not all-wheel drive, but front-wheel drive single motor. And it's not all that difficult for you to guess that all of the traits come from the very physical characteristics of this Musso EV being a pickup and also an EV. So let's get started with the pros first, the good things first. Number one, it's an EV. So you don't get emission, you don't have to worry about running the car whenever and wherever you want, and that's including underground parking lots. And we all have that experience of running away from the trucks that are running because most of the times they are emitting that fume, that unpleasant diesel scent. But that's not the case with this Musso EV. You can run the heater, AC, whenever, wherever you want. It uses very marginal energy to keep this car warm and cool. Number two, the car is a pickup. So you get high line of sight, you have clear visibility, it is easier for you to drive around. And number three, the car is equipped with the latest ADAS system that I of course love using. It works flawlessly on freeway, cities, you name it. And from the characteristics of the pickup and electric vehicles, there's a lot of space inside as well. I have hidden storage underneath. KGM also offers a lot of genuine accessories for the truck bed. This car has the sliding cover, and I made a very good use of it. When I was traveling with my family, I had many luggages full of things to carry around and load, and that truck bed truly shined. I can just literally throw things in there, and even that loading and unloading process was much easier. I can just simply hop on the truck bed and get that luggage when I could not reach from the end of the truck bed. It is not the largest truck bed size you could get with a pickup. However, if this is the size that fits your lifestyle and also your workplace, I had no complaint with the truck bed size whatsoever. And despite the fact fact, this car being an EV, yes, the battery packs is indeed the lowest point of the vehicle that you need to watch out for. Last thing you want is scrape or damage the battery pack, right? But this Musso EV offers great entry angle together with the exit angle of the vehicle that will check the boxes of the car being a pickup truck. As for the ride and NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness, the passengers all agreed this is one true quiet pickup truck and an EV. Yes, there are EVs that excels even more in those very categories, but for those people who have not experienced an EV before, this Musso EV truly is an EV that is super quiet and easy to move around, to drive around. Thanks to the motor, Musso EV really takes off gently. You have no issue stress of moving the vehicle. However, when you load the car up, when the car gets heavy with passengers, items inside the truck bed, more power doesn't hurt, to be honest. However, the single motor, so long as you use it adequately, there's not much you would complain about the car because it ties very well together with the next point, that is, it offers great value for the money. The car being an EV and also a pickup truck, the car is subject to lots of government subsidy, which makes this car to be even more price competitive. These numbers, of course, will differ depending on the market, so make sure you double check with your local dealerships. The car offers Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay and gigantic 12.3-inch monitors dual. We have one on the left and one on the right. It is slightly curved facing towards you, a little more driver-centric. The interior dashboard, it has a little bit of that carbon touch to it, although it's not 100% carbon, but it has the carbon weaving and design patterns to it, and also over here in the center console as well. And this gear selector, I know not everyone is a big fan of this, but you can easily just pull this out towards the direction you want to go and hold it for a few seconds, that it will jump into that gear immediately. Musso EV is not the biggest pickup truck you can get, so it is easy to drive around and maneuver through the cities, despite the fact that this is a pickup truck. But there are definitely people who want bigger cars than this, so the decision is yours. I think now is a good time to check out that NVH. The car on the right currently has the music playing, windows slightly open versus this, or your rear window fully opened, rolled down versus this. I am in the worst condition. Noise I get from the tunnel, it's not bad at all for a pickup. So here are the cons. I do need to put into consideration that this is a pickup, so I can't have the same standards to that of the family EV SUVs nor sedans for that matter. But there are some points that I do need to address and point out, especially for those who are looking for this Musso EV as a family EV pickup that I've been saying from the start of the video. Number one is going to be tire pressure. That's really important on all of the cars, but especially more so on pickups, because these pickups and workhorses, they have very different demands when the car is fully loaded up versus when you're driving solo. This car can load up to 500 kilograms on the truck bed alone, which definitely is the weight and number that's going to have an effect of the vehicle dynamics overall. So when you plan on loading up the car frequently, you want to have much higher tire pressure than when you're driving around in solo. So if you open up the door panel and see the suggested PSI tire pressure for the car, it says 50 PSI. But that doesn't mean that the car needs to have the 50 PSI all the time, but that is when you plan on having a lot of weights on the truck bed. Higher the pressure with tires, the more bouncy it's going to get, because there is far less room for the tire to absorb the impact that is picked up from the ground. I actually have 30 PSI all around the four tires, which is going to rise up a little bit after you drive on hot summer days. I've seen it go up to 32 to 33 PSI. but that still very soft enough for you to get that comfortable, cushiony ride. And the TPMS, tire pressure monitoring sensors, say that it's all okay and it's good. You can see it right there, 31 psi, pressure is all okay. So that being said, if you do plan on having the loads frequently, you want to have the right tire pressure, adequate tire pressure in between those two. And you can probably see the reason why I put that as a disadvantage of the Musso EV. But once again, it's the same thing for all pickups. You manually have to inflate and deflate the tires to get the best ride comfort. And the next one, the rear glass does not open. You can't slide the rear glass, and that does come in handy from time to time. This car is truly one of a kind. Definitely not a car that a lot of people will be looking for. However, it is going to be the ultimate car for those people who want a pickup EV. So props to KGM coming up with this car. The more choices, always the better for us customers. All right, so that's it for today's video. How it is, what it is like for you to have this car as a family daily pickup EV.
주차 중 모션 감지 녹화 2건과 충격 감지 녹화 1건 이 발생하였습니다. 오늘도 안전운전하십시오.